Great, and there is Lenny trying to make it 4. Shaq had some foul trouble early, but did make a dandy assist to Horace Grant, 14 in the first quarter, 16 in the half. Atlanta with some pressure D. They're all over that ball. Stacey Augmon comes out. Ken Norman, part of a 15-2 Atlanta run as the Hawks get right back in this thing. They were down by 11 after 1. End of the first half, Nick Anderson. Yeah, if it didn't go, we wouldn't have showed it. Gave him the lead at the half of 57-50. In the third period, 65-61 is the Orlando lead over the Hawks. The Indiana Pacers and the Washington Bullets. Reggie Miller fined $5,000 today for going after Charles Smith after that game against the Knicks the other night. Dale Davis going after everything tonight. 3 blocks in the first half as he swatted George Murison, and there is Juwan Howard with a sweet move on the Dutch boy Rick Smits. Scott Skiles in trouble. Get rid of it. Jim McIlvain, get rid of it again. Juwan Howard inside for a couple. But Reggie Miller was lighting it up tonight, folks. You can see this one coming. Nobody's on him down there in the corner from 3-point range, and Murison makes a late run, and Reggie buries the tray. 20 points in the first half for Miller, and a 12-point advantage for the Pacers over the Bullets, who have lost 9 straight and are just 3-11 at U.S. Air. Detroit Grant Hill sitting this one out again because of that bad left arch. Minnesota breaks out 3-on-2. Isaiah Ryder hanging and knocking it in off the glass. Minnesota scored the game's first 8 points. Detroit's first 8 points came from Joe Dumars, taking Isaiah off the dribble. Right now in the second period, it is 39-32, Minnesota with the lead over Detroit. There you see the score in Philadelphia. The Sixers trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. The Nets trying to snap a 4-game slide, and it's 60-59, the Sixers by 1. San Antonio and Houston are playing at the Summit. Both of these teams chasing Utah in the Midwest Division, and it's a 35-27 lead at the start of the second quarter for the Rockets. David Robinson is back and playing for San Antonio after sitting out last night's game against the Heat with a bad back. The Knicks and Bucks are playing at the Bradley Center. The Knicks have won 7 in a row, and they trail the Bucks 32-27. Glenn Robinson was the Rookie of the Month for December and was presented a plaque before the game. Sacramento and Chicago playing at the United Center, and the Kings, one of the most improved teams in the league. 33-22 is their lead at the United Center. The Clippers and Israel and Calvin Murphy have the call. Hakeem Olajuwon had 19 in the first quarter. Houston's on top.
Free throw line, he missed, tipped outside. Olajuwon with the fake shot. He'll work on David. Back outside to Cassell. Sam leans in. They keep it moving to Olajuwon baseline. And Hakeem Olajuwon with 21 points already in this game.
Somehow that ball ends up in Olajuwon's hands for a clear 12-foot jump shot.
David Robinson takes it, goes for the slam, and a late whistle. A foul called by Dick Fabetta, and the foul is called on Robert Horry. First foul on Robert, third team foul on Houston. Well, we'd like to welcome our friends from the Turner Network, TNT, and they're joining us for some bonus coverage tonight. We welcome you to the Summit in Houston, Texas, where the Rockets lead the Spurs 37-28. In that first quarter, both teams were red hot from the field. Houston shot 71% from the field in the first quarter to 50% for San Antonio, and Hakeem Olajuwon had 19 first quarter points.
Well, everybody seems to be hot. Dream is sizzling. There's a difference. He's always one level higher than everybody else when he plays well.
David Robinson started tonight's game. There was some concern that he might not be able to go because of a sore back, and traveling is called on Carl Herrera. But David came out early and pronounced himself fit and ready to go, and Robinson has 10 points on 4 of 5 from the field. These two, of course, the leading vote getters for the center spot on the Western Conference All-Star team, and David just a couple of days ago moved ahead of Olajuwon by about 4,000 votes for the starting center position. 37-29 Rockets. We have played almost 2 minutes into the second quarter. Doc Rivers with a three-pointer.
Well, you don't have to have much movement.
So Doc with a 3. He has played well since the Spurs picked him up. Should be 37-32 now as San Antonio ejected for the first time this season, arguing a foul call. He picks up his second tee in the second quarter as the Spurs take on the Rockets at the Summit. Rodman will not play the second half, and the Spurs could use him. They got a great game going at the Summit. 58-57 Rockets at the break, and look at Hakeem, 31 in the first half. Back to Boston. Against the Orlando Magic, Shaq a quiet 21. He was in foul trouble tonight. Penny Hardaway, 26 to lead the Magic. Working inside 1-on-2 for an 86-81 Magic lead. Atlanta comes up with some big D late. Craig Elo with the steal. Ahead to Steve Smith. Suddenly the Hawks down 97-96. And then Penny Hardaway will lose the ball off the dribble. But they called a foul on Craig Elo. He had never touched him. Hardaway hit a couple at the line. Atlanta's last gasp. Elo to the rack, and there's Shaq at the rack. Sounds like the cat in a hat. Orlando wins it 101-96. They are 28-7. The Hawks, 11 of their 20 losses now by 5 points or less. Let's go back to the Garden.